Look at this. Police are trying to determine if suspects forced their way into the wrong home. This was during a home invasion this morning in York Region. The suspects left without taking anything.
We're in for a temperature drop tonight, and the coldest air of the season, along with very cold wind chills, is expected this weekend, with the potential for significant snow on Sunday.
And we're getting ready for the coldest days of the winter this weekend. You just heard Arda say that, but a sign that spring is coming. Jay's tickets, they're now on sale. Good evening. I'm Bakari Sapp.
And I'm Arda Zakarian. Welcome to Live at 5. Police say a homeowner was threatened with a gun and managed to hide with his family during an early morning home invasion in King Township.
Okay, for the latest on the search for the suspects, let's go live to CP24's crime analyst, Steve Ryan, who's at King and Mill Road. So, Steve, this happened just before 2 o'clock in the morning. A lot of people are sound asleep.
Yeah, that's right. That's what makes home invasions so disturbing. And you can imagine this family being woken up by 3 masked suspects breaking into their home, one of them having a gun. Now, typically when suspects go through the trouble of breaking into a home at night with a gun, a home invasion, typically there is valuable property in that home that they're breaking into, or there is some connection between those that are committing the home invasion and one of the occupants of the home. In this particular case, police do not have any reason to believe that there was neither in this house. There's no connection right now, anyways, between the victim of this home invasion and the 3 suspects, nor was there anything taken. So, as you said, Bakari, it always leaves the possibility that these 3 masked invaders had the wrong house. They broke in. The man who confronted these 3 suspects was able to get away and hide with his family, and then all 3 of them left without taking anything. So it certainly does leave open the possibility as to whether or not these 3 suspects got the wrong house or not. That'll be part of the investigation being conducted by the hold-up squad up here in York Region. Now, we did hear from York Police earlier on, and here's what they said, what happened in this home invasion. Let's listen.
This is a little bit of an odd one where 3 males forced their way in the house and did confront the homeowner. They did brandish a firearm, and fortunately, the homeowner was able to escape and hide with his family until they left the house. What strikes us as very unusual is they didn't actually take anything or make any demands. They were last seen fleeing the scene in a dark-colored sedan. I know we've put out limited video right now, but our officers are still out there looking for any additional video, any additional witnesses that might be able to provide more information for us.
Yeah, it certainly is odd. If you have any information, you are being encouraged to give the York Regional Police a call. So they are looking for 3 suspects. Police said possibly the getaway driver as well, so 4 in total. Again, call York Regional Police with the information if you have any help or any assistance that you can provide with regards to who these guys or these suspects may have been. Let's send it back to you guys.
Okay, CP24's crime analyst, Steve Ryan. 1 person's dead, another is in hospital. This is following a crash in Markham.
Shortly after 11 o'clock this morning, 2 vehicles collided on 9th Line. 9th Line remains closed between Elgin Mills and 19th Avenue for the investigation. A York paramedic was driving in the area at the time and witnessed the crash and transported one of the drivers to hospital. Police are looking into whether or not blowing snow may have been a factor.
One party in the vehicle was VSA, and he was transported to a hospital, and he was pronounced deceased. That male driver is a 75-year-old man. The other driver has been transported to a trauma center in the city of Toronto, and he is about 23 years old.
York police are looking for the dash cam video from the area at the time of the crash.
A woman was sent to hospital with life-threatening injuries after she was struck by a vehicle in Ajax.
Yeah, this happened on Kingston Road east of Westney at Richney Avenue. It was just after 11 this morning. The woman was rushed to a trauma center in Toronto. There's no word yet on what led to the crash or if any charges are going to be laid.
Because it is so busy, it is very dangerous for pedestrians and drivers alike. So we do ask that anybody that travels in intersections like this to remain vigilant and always, check your front, your sides, and make sure that if there are pedestrians, you're taking precautions.
Anyone who witnessed the collision or may have information about it is asked to contact Durham Regional Police.
Okay, it's 5:04. Let's get a check on the evening commute. For that, we head live to the TTC Transit Control Center. This is where Senior Communications Advisor Samantha TC is joining us this evening. Samantha.
Thanks, Bakari. So it is shaping up to be a good evening commute. We did just have a short delay on line 1 northbound at Bloor Station with an emergency alarm activation, but that has just cleared. So it's smooth sailing on all of our underground routes, as well as line 6 Finch West. Now looking above ground, the 501 Queen streetcars are diverting westbound only around the intersection of Richmond and Bay Street, while construction crews work in that area, blocking our streetcar tracks. Now, lastly, just as a reminder to drivers tonight, if you are headed out and parking against snowbanks near our streetcar tracks, make sure to check your clearance and that you're not blocking any streetcar tracks, as this could cause several delays to our routes. So just make sure there's enough space for our streetcars to move freely. And that's it for us here at Control. Back to you in the newsroom.
Thanks, Samantha. Some dangerously cold weather will be settling into Toronto for an extended stay.
Yeah, temperatures are set to plunge tomorrow. Environment Canada says it's going to be minus 12 Friday morning, but it'll feel more like minus 21. That's with the wind chill. The wake-up temperature for Saturday, that's expected to be minus 20, which would be the coldest it's been in the city this winter. So the high for Sunday, that's only expected to reach minus 12. There's also the potential for another high-impact snowstorm. The frigid conditions are expected to last through the rest of the month.
All of the city's warming centers, including its surge capacity sites, are open. Here's a live look at the Jimmy Simpson Recreation Center, which hosts one of the surge sites. The facilities give vulnerable residents a place to get out of the cold, rest, and have a meal. Warming centers are activated whenever temperatures are forecasted to reach minus 5 degrees or Environment Canada issues a winter weather event warning.
Dr. Alan Grill, he shared his tips for staying healthy in these extreme cold conditions. And what happens when you're exposed to freezing temperatures for too long?
What happens is, you know, the blood vessels that are sort of on the surface of your skin, they tend to constrict because they want to protect your core body temperature. So the blood flow or the circulation, especially to the extremities, are put at risk, you know, like ears, nose, fingers, toes.
Yep.
And you can start off with a condition called frost nip, and that's when your skin gets red. It can start to hurt and sting. It can even get numb. The good news is that at that point, there's no permanent damage. So what you want to do is you want to tell that person, or if you are that person, you want to get inside to a warm area.
The Maple Leafs are canceling their outdoor practice because of the extreme cold. The event was originally scheduled to kick off on Saturday and run through Monday at the Westway Outdoor Rink. The Leafs will move indoors instead and host an open practice at the Mattamy Athletic Center on Monday. The team says it's making the change to keep fans and players safe.
It's 5:07 minus 7. This is Live at 5.
Coming up, single game tickets for the Jays' upcoming season are now on sale, and the home opener is sold out. The team will be marking its 50th anniversary. We'll hear from fans coming up. Welcome back. Single game tickets for the Blue Jays 2026 season are now on sale.
Okay, so we have to find out what fans need to know. For that, let's go live to CP24's Beatrice Vaisman. Beatrice, they kicked you out of the store?
Bakari, RDF fans, they kicked me out of the store. The store is now closed, so you can go back tomorrow for some more swag. But you can imagine how busy the store is going to be come March 27th when the Blue Jays are back home here at the Dome for a 3-game series against the Oakland Athletics. If you want to go to that home opener, yeah, tough luck. You'll have to open up your wallet just a little bit wider because tickets from Ticketmaster, they sold out really quickly, 15 minutes, in fact. And the price was a bit steeper than fans were normally used to. A little bit of sticker shock for those who are vying for those tickets. But yes, they are sold out. You'll have to go to the secondary market if you want to snag some tickets. And even there, the cheap ones, yeah, they go for $200 a pop. But listen, the Blue Jays, they gave fans a lot to cheer about in this last season. Fans are excited for what's to come. And the fans that I've been talking to, the vast majority say it's par for the course when it comes to increased prices for these tickets. And I'm hearing the Blue Jays, they're worth it. Here's some fan reaction.
I actually was checking it out yesterday, and I saw that the sales were starting today at 10. Not sure what the prices is, because I saw some of the opening night prices up there. Those were hefty.
And I feel a little like I cheated because I didn't start watching the team until like the World Series. But I mean, I grew up, the Jays were always a part of, my life and my family and that sort of thing. And you come to Toronto and you want to be part of Toronto things. So Blue Jays.
Just hoping they can make it back and not let last season kind of get them down, because it was awesome to watch.
It was magical, actually. Arda, I know you were down here just like I was, watching the games, talking to fans about the games, and it just kind of created this incredible vibe here in the city. The Blue Jays not getting that far since 92, 93, the last time the Jays won the World Series. And so the team is going to look a little bit different this year. Bo Bichette, a heavy hitter, great batter. Unfortunately, we lost him in the offseason. He's gone to the New York Mets. He's coming home, though. Home being Toronto. And I'll still say it's home for him. This was the only team he's ever played for up until a couple of days ago. He'll be here on Canada Day playing against the Jays. And then the Los Angeles Dodgers, World Series champs, just eking out a victory in Game 7 in the 11th hour against the Jays, are visiting in April. When it comes to those kinds of series, ticket prices are even a little bit higher. So yes, if you're a Jays fan, be prepared to pay a little bit more if you want to see the boys of summer this season. Back to you guys.
All right, reporting live, CP24's Beatrice Vaisman. Well, Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow is highlighting part of the budget which helps homeowners protect their homes and also lower costs.
Among the measures being proposed are grants to install backwater valves, sump pumps, and backup batteries, prevent basement flooding, subsidies for rain barrel and downspout diverters, and help to switch from furnaces to heat pumps. The city will also offer low-cost financing for improvements, including replacing windows and doors and investing in green infrastructure like electric vehicle chargers or rooftop solar panels.
If you need a furnace that is getting old, get a heat pump. Go to Toronto Hydro. It's free. They will, or come 311, call 311. We'll introduce you to this program. And if you just need a heat pump, you don't need to do an energy audit. But why not do an energy audit and find out whether your house is really energy efficient or is it not? If it is not, then maybe you need to replace a few things like the windows and all that. And Toronto has a program called HELP to provide that for you.
Councillor Brad Bradford is criticizing the program, saying it will only benefit homeowners who are already in a privileged position financially.
There's a lot of folks right now that don't have the upfront money to come up with the capital to do a ground source heat pump or put up electric solar panels on their roof right now. Like, that's a pretty privileged position for people who are able to do that. And let's keep in mind, all of these programs still require homeowners to come up with the money up front and then chase the city for months to try and get that paid back.
Mayor Olivia Chow says the grants and subsidies will cost the city $20 million in the 2026 budget.
Well, the Ontario Liberals are joining calls for a public inquiry into the construction delays which have plagued the Eglinton Crosstown LRT project. There's still no firm date on when the line is going to be up and running. The project's also more than $1 billion over budget. The Liberals are also calling for compensation for businesses and communities impacted by the many delays. Even the Premier has publicly urged Metrolinx to get the trains running. Now, when that happens, the Liberals don't just want a fancy ribbon-cutting celebration, they want answers.
3 years ago, it was claimed that this project was 97% complete. And yet here we are still checking our watches. Ontarians are the victims. Communities along Eglinton, including many in Don Valley East, have endured endless congestion, shuttered storefronts, lost jobs, and years of uncertainty that remain to this moment. They are real harms caused by a government that refuses to take action and accountability. And we've now seen this play out, literally in real time.
And here's what we heard from commuters about their frustrations with the delays.
To be honest, I'm really annoyed because I really work on the Eglinton side, and it would have been much easier if the Line 5 would have work. So I'm literally annoyed about it. I think that's all my thought about right now.
It has been taking a lot of time. Look at that. They already had the 30 days testing, but this has been more than 5 years testing. Test is testing one, test is testing one, and two, and that's it.
We're really expecting this one to be open and serviceable already.
How frustrating is it?
very, very frustrating because they say it was only five years from the early construction, 5 years. Then where are we now?
The Ontario NDP and City Councillor Josh Matlow have also called for a full public inquiry into Metrolinx and the numerous delays on the Eglinton Crosstown LRT project. It's now 5:16, -7, but feeling like -17. Brace yourselves. This is Live at 5.
And the girlfriend of a man who died in Brampton believes that he was killed in a dispute over a parking spot. We're going to have more on this story when we come back. We're learning more about the victim of a homicide in Brampton. His death, the apparent result of a dispute over a parking spot.
CTV's John Musselman joins us live with this story. John, what can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you that it's happened at the variety store, the convenience store behind me. The victim in this case is a 50-year-old man. His name is Christopher Shanab. He was on his way to work in Bolton. He works at Amazon, and this is a store he always stops at to buy cigarettes. Now, something went horribly wrong on January 12th. According to his girlfriend and some preliminary information from Peel Police, there was some kind of dispute in the parking lot that escalated into a physical confrontation, and it may have been about a parking space. Now, the victim here was found on the pavement. He was rushed to hospital, but he died 3 days later when he was taken off life support. Now, Peel Police then got involved. They looked at the security video from the plaza, and they were able to identify a suspect vehicle and a license plate. And since that time, a 25-year-old man has been charged in this case. Now, we did have a chance to speak to the victim's girlfriend today. Here is what she had to tell us.
Had a heart of gold. He did everything for his dad. He's been taking care of his dad for 9 years. Anything I ever needed, he was always there for me. Anything his friends needed, he was always there for them.
I couldn't believe it for a while because my dad just passed. I'm not even over my dad's death yet. And now my best friend, I hear about my best friend being gone. So it hurt me. It hurt me pretty hard.
Now, we did talk to Peel Police today. This is an active investigation. The homicide squad is involved, and they are appealing for information from the public. This is a very busy plaza.
And John, we understand that the person, the 25-year-old, has been charged with manslaughter and not second-degree murder.
Yeah, that's right. And we asked the police about that. It is all about intent to harm or kill. And in this case, investigators have looked at this security video that we believe was taken from the plaza. And the position of the police investigators at this point, this is preliminary, is that there was no intention to kill this man, and that is why he's facing a manslaughter charge. We can also tell you that he has appeared in court. He was released on bail pending his next court appearance. A funeral for the victim in this case will be held this Saturday.
Okay.
Back to you.
Reporting live from Brampton, CTV's John Musselman. Thank you. Our Prime Minister Mark Carney says that staying true to Canada's values, that's key to maintaining its sovereignty.
Prime Minister Mark Carney spoke in Quebec City, where he's hosting a 2-day cabinet retreat before the next session of Parliament. Carney says Canada's principles, multiculturalism and openness must be defended as authoritarianism extends its reach globally.
Our ancestors, despite their differences, believed in each other and in us. Now, there are long periods of history where these values can prosper unchallenged. Ours is not one of them. Our values must be fought for. That's what we are doing. Well,
MPs return to the House of Commons for the next session Monday.
It's now 5:22, -7, feeling like -17. This is Live at 5.
And up next, K-pop Demon Hunters, written and co-directed by Toronto's Meghan Kang, has been nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars. It looks like Vegas is missing Canadians.
3 Vegas hotels are now accepting the Canadian dollar at par with the U.S. dollar for select gaming, hotel, and drink services. Circa Resort and Casino, the D Las Vegas, and Golden Gate Hotel and Casino will participate in the program until August the 31st. The goal is to remove financial barriers for Canadians wanting to travel to Vegas. Canadians will also be able to gamble at par by redeeming up to $500 in slot promotional play.
And the Oscar nominations, they're out. Ryan Coogler's vampire epic Sinners led all films with 16 nods.
We've been gone a long time. We back now.
That sets a record for the most in Academy Awards history. Along with Best Picture, Coogler was nominated for Best Director, Best Screenplay, and double duty star Michael B. Jordan was rewarded with his first Oscar nomination for Best Actor.
Maybe you should have studied the rebellion text.
Paul Thomas Anderson's father-daughter revolutionary saga, one battle after another, trailed in second with 13 nominations of its own, including Best Picture. 4 of its actors, Leonardo DiCaprio, Teyana Taylor, Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn, were also nominated.
I dare you to not dance to this. The smash hit K-pop Demon Hunters, written and co-directed by Toronto's Maggie Kang, has been nominated for Best Animated Feature. It's the most watched movie in Netflix history. It's also up for Best Original Song for Golden, which hit #1 on the Billboard chart in August.
And film critic Richard Krause talked to us about who was snubbed by the Academy this year.
The complete lack of the words wicked for good coming out of anyone's mouth as they were announcing the nominations today. I thought there would be something for Best Song, Best Score. I thought Ariana Grande might get a nod for Best Supporting Actress, maybe Cynthia Erivo for Best Actress, but nothing. It was a big goose egg for Wicked, and I think that's probably the most surprising of the snubs for me. There are others. Paul Mescal for Best Supporting Actor for Hamnet. This is a movie that has been really embraced during award season.
Going up against Maggie Kang's K-pop is another Toronto filmmaker, Domi Shi. She co-wrote, co-directed Elio, which is also nominated for Best Animated Feature.
It's 5:28 -7. This is Live at 5.
A manslaughter charge has been laid in a Brampton homicide. We'll get a live update from the parking lot where it happened. Coming up next, stay with us. A manslaughter charge has been laid in a Brampton homicide. The victim's girlfriend believes he was killed in a dispute over a parking spot.
And police are trying to determine if suspects forced their way into the wrong house. This was during a home invasion this morning in York Region. The suspects left without taking anything.
We're in for a temperature drop tonight, and the coldest air of the season, along with very cold wind chills, is expected this weekend with the potential for significant snow on Sunday.
And you just heard it. We're getting ready for the coldest days of the winter this weekend, but a sign that spring is coming. Jay's tickets, they're now on sale.
This is Live at 5. Hello, I'm Arda Zakarian.
I'm Bakari Savage. Welcome to Live at 5. We're learning more about the victim of a homicide in Brampton. His death, the apparent result of a dispute over a parking spot.
CTV's John Musselman joins us live with the story. John, what can you tell us?
Well, Arda, our understanding is it happened at George's Convenience parking lot right behind me here. This was on January 12th. We met with the victim's girlfriend, whose information she has told us is that he was on his way to work in Bolton at an Amazon complex. He always stops at this convenience store to pick up cigarettes. Now, something happened in the parking lot that went horribly wrong. The information from Peel Regional Police was there was some kind of verbal dispute with another man. It escalated into a physical fight. The victim here was found on the pavement, and then he was rushed to a Brampton hospital. He was taken off life support 3 days later because of his injuries. Now, we did have a chance to speak to the girlfriend this afternoon and a longtime friend of the victim. Here's what they had to tell us.
He had a heart of gold. He did everything for his dad. He's been taking care of his dad for 9 years. Anything I ever needed, he was always there for me. Anything his friends needed, he was always there for them.
I couldn't believe it for a while because my dad just passed. I'm not even over my dad's death yet. And now my best friend, I hear about my best friend being gone. So it hurt me pretty hard.
Now, a couple of things to keep in mind here. Peel police were able to get security video from the plaza that helped them identify a suspect vehicle and a plate. A 25-year-old man was later arrested in connection with this case. Police say it's an ongoing investigation and they are appealing for the public's help. That accused man has appeared in court already and he's been released on bail pending his next court appearance.
Okay, so John, we saw you had a chance to speak with the girlfriend and the best friend. Is there anything else you want to share with us that they told you that we didn't have time to put into the story?
Well, they're devastated by what happened here, and their information was that the victim's wallet and phone are still missing as well. So whatever happened in this parking lot, they want the wallet and the phone back. They just don't know what happened. They also don't know why this would have escalated so quickly. They say that Chris was a very kind man, good sense of humor. He wouldn't be looking for a fight like this. But as Peel Police said, in situations like this, sometimes it can escalate quickly. And in this case, it seems to have been what happened. So the accused in this case is facing a manslaughter charge because police say at this point, it does not appear that there was intent to deliberately harm or kill this man. Reporting live, I'm John Musselman. I'll send it back to you.
Okay, CTV's John Musselman joining us from Brampton. Thank you. And police say that a homeowner was threatened with a gun and managed to hide with his family during an early morning home invasion. This was in King Township.
And for the latest on the search for suspects, we go live to CP24's crime analyst, Steve Ryan, who's at King and Mill Roads tonight. Steve.
York Regional Police tell us that this home invasion happened at 1:45 this morning. As we've been reporting, 3 masked suspects entered a home. They were confronted by the homeowner, and then that man was able to get away from the 3 suspects and hide with his family until the 3 suspects left. Now, they left without taking any property. Typically, when a home invasion occurs, you figure you've got suspects going through the trouble of masking up, sometimes with a weapon, and they break into a home. Most oftentimes they do it because there's valuable property inside the home. In this particular case, they took nothing. Once the occupant fled and was able to hide and get to a safe area with his family, the 3 suspects left without taking anything. And thankfully, nobody was injured. So it begs the question, what was the purpose of them committing this home invasion if nothing was taken? Could be possible that they had the wrong home. So we did ask York Regional Police about this, and here's what we were told earlier on. Let's listen.
One of the things is that quite possibly with the homeowner being able to contact police so quickly that the criminals decided just to leave. One of the biggest things with this is they're after property and they're looking to avoid detection. So oftentimes just by contacting 911, you're able to ensure that the people are leaving your house immediately. Now, we are still looking into all the other motivations that might be behind this. It could also be a case of the wrong house.
So the hold-up squad, York Regional hold-up squad, will be doing this investigation. 3 suspects, perhaps even a 4th, and that would be a getaway driver. They are asking for the public's help. If you have information pertaining to this latest occurrence, you are being asked to give York Regional Police a call. Send it back to you guys.
Okay, CP24's crime analyst, Steve Ryan. One person is dead. Another is in hospital. This is following a crash in Markham. So shortly after 11 this morning, 2 vehicles collided on 9th Line. One driver, a 75-year-old man, was taken to hospital. That's where he was pronounced dead. The other driver involved is in their early 20s and was also taken to hospital. 9th Line is still closed between Elgin Mills and 19th Avenue for the investigation. And police are looking into whether or not blowing snow may have been a factor.
Right now, we're investigating it, and we do have a independent witness, being a York EMS driver, who was behind one of the car when this happened. So we need to speak to her. She was the one that transported the one of the driver to Markham Stowell Hospital.
York police are looking for any dash cam video from the area at the time of the crash.
A woman was sent to hospital with life-threatening injuries after she was struck by a vehicle in Ajax. This happened on Kingston Road, east of Westney at Ritchie Avenue, just after 11 o'clock this morning. The woman was rushed to a trauma center in Toronto, and there's no word yet on what led to the crash or if any charges will be laid.
I don't have definitive information on which way she was traveling, but I can tell you that the vehicle was traveling northbound on Ritchie Avenue when it was making a leftbound to travel west onto Kingston Road there.
Anyone who witnessed the collision or may have information about it is asked to contact Durham Regional Police.
Okay, let's get a check on the evening commute by checking in with the TTC Transit Control Center. This is where Senior Communications Advisor Samantha TC is joining us. Samantha, how's it looking?
Thanks, Bakari. So service is still running well this evening. We did have a minor delay along line 1 at our museum station with a train with a door problem, but that has since cleared. So it's smooth sailing on lines 1, 2, and 4, as well as line 6 Finch West. Now, earlier we did have a diversion on the 501 Queen route around the intersection of Richmond and Bay Street because of construction. That has also cleared, so regular service is through the intersection there. Now, if you are headed out late night tonight and taking the subway, there is a planned subway closure on the portion of line 1 between Finch and Eglinton stations for tunnel work. Now, shuttle buses will run along Yonge Street with regular service resuming tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And that's it from us at Transit Control tonight. Back to you.
Thanks so much for this, Samantha. We have some dangerously cold weather. It will be settling into Toronto for an extended stay.
Yeah, temperatures are set to plunge tomorrow. Environment Canada says it'll be minus 12 Friday morning, but it'll feel more like minus 21 with the wind chill. The wake-up temperature for Saturday, that's expected to be minus 20, which would be the coldest it's been in the city this winter. The high for Sunday is only expected to reach minus 12. There's also the potential for another high-impact snowstorm. The frigid conditions are expected to last through the rest of the month.
All of the city's warming centers, including its surge capacity sites, are open. Here's a live look at the Jimmy Simpson Recreation Center, which hosts one of the surge sites. The facilities give vulnerable residents a place to get out of the cold, rest, and have a meal. Warming centers are activated whenever temperatures are forecasted to reach minus 5 degrees or Environment Canada issues a winter weather event warning.
And Dr. Alan Grill shared his tips for staying healthy in these extremely cold conditions.
Dress in layers. If you can get clothes, especially the outer layer, to be windproof and waterproof, that's great. Protect your skin from exposure, right? So like hat for the ears, scarf for the nose, mittens for the hands, because you want your fingers to be able to move around, so kind of better than gloves. Warm boots. If you have to be outside in these cold temperatures, take a break. So find a heated building, public library, shopping mall. There's warming centers around the city, right? Plan ahead. So check the forecast if there's a severe weather alert, like check the Environmental Canada website. And you might have to reschedule things if it's really cold outside.
The Maple Leafs are canceling their outdoor practice because of the extreme cold. The event was originally scheduled to kick off on Saturday and run through Monday at the Westway Outdoor Rink. The Leafs will move indoors instead and host an open practice at the Mattamy Centre on Monday. The team says it is making the change to keep fans and players safe.
Right now it's 5:40, minus 7. This is Live at 5.
Coming up, we'll take a closer look at some of the measures the mayor is proposing in Toronto's budget to help homeowners. We'll be right back.
Mayor Olivia Chow is highlighting part of the budget that helps homeowners protect their homes and lower costs.
Among the measures being proposed are grants to install backwater valves, sump pumps, and backup batteries, preventing basement flooding, subsidies for rain barrels and downspout diverters to help switch from furnaces to heat pumps. The city will also offer low-cost financing for improvements, including replacing windows and doors and investing in green infrastructure like electric vehicle chargers or rooftop solar panels.
If your furnace needs to be replaced eventually, it's not working very well, or you don't have an air conditioner, Why not have a heat pump? And the City of Toronto will give you low-cost financing, yes, do the audit, and access another program that will give you a rebate of over $2,000. So at the end of the day, it costs you the same as replacing the furnace or getting a new heat pump. And do remember, you don't have to pay maintenance fee every year.
Councillor Brad Bradford is criticizing the program, saying that it's only going to benefit homeowners who are already in a privileged position financially.
I'm sure there will be some people that benefit, but I just know that there's a lot of folks here in Toronto that are not in a position right now to install a ground source heat pump or put solar panels up on their buildings, and they're just struggling to make ends meet. And when you look at the tax increases that Mayor Chow has subjected Torontonians to over the past number of years, the City of Toronto is not getting more affordable, it's getting more expensive.
Mayor Chow says the grants and subsidies will cost the city $20 million in the 2026 budget.
A union representing city employees is demanding answers after the death of a worker at the Oak Ridge Community Recreation Center.
Toronto Police and the Ministry of Labour are investigating after a city recreation worker died on the job yesterday morning. The city says the worker suffered a suspected medical emergency while at the center.
And new data is revealing a concerning trend for parents of children in daycare.
Ontario's licensed childcare centres are increasingly relying on underqualified staff amid a workforce crisis. A report by the nonprofit group Building Blocks for Childcare found that there's been a spike in the use of director approvals. These are exemptions that allow non-registered early childhood educators to fill roles that normally require certification. The number of director approvals in Ontario has risen from 159 5 years ago to nearly 2,000 in 2025. Researchers say these approvals were originally intended to be a short-term tool. Marineland has reportedly presented a plan to the federal government to ship its remaining whales and dolphins to several institutions in the United States.
Yeah, the Canadian press is citing several sources with Marineland who say that the theme park has a narrow window to ensure the safe transfer of the 30 whales and 4 dolphins. It has given Ottawa an imminent deadline to issue export permits, or it's going to proceed with its backup plan to euthanize the whales and dolphins. Melissa Matlow from the World Animal Protection joined us earlier. This was on CP24 Breakfast. She says time is running out and they need a solution soon.
They can only take a maximum of 10 whales, and Marineland has 30 beluga whales and 4 dolphins. So we really do need an all hands on deck effort. We need to bring Marineland, the aquarium industry, the sanctuary proponents, the groups like ours, the animal welfare experts, the veterinarians to the table to look at all the different options. But absolutely, if the U.S. aquariums are the best environment for those animals today, and those animals need to be moved now, and they're fit for transport, we wouldn't oppose it, but we just need to make sure this is the last generation of animals that ever have to suffer for entertainment.
And Federal Fisheries Minister Joanne Thompson's office says that she's going to review the export permit applications as soon as possible.
It's 5:47, -7 right now. This is Live at 5.
And coming up, single game tickets for the Jays' upcoming season. They're now on sale. The home opener sold out. The team's going to be marking its 50th anniversary. We're going to hear from fans coming up. Well, single game tickets for the Blue Jays 2026 season, they're on sale now.
And for more on what fans need to know, let's go live to CP24's Beatrice Basin. Beatrice, you know what I love saying? Boys of summer, because the word summer is in there, and we need all the warmth that we can get.
Oh, no question about it, Arda. Hopefully next time we cover the Blue Jays on the home opener on March 27th, I won't have to be wearing a winter coat and a toque, as the boys of summer bring the heat back to the city of Toronto. We can sure use it, and the fans, they're really excited as well. Tickets today, they went on sale 10 o'clock this morning for the entire home season, and they were snapped up pretty quickly for that first home game against the Oakland Athletics. Not only a chance for fans to welcome the Jays back home and celebrate all of their success in the 2025 season, getting as close of a taste of the World Series championship as they've had in more than 30 years, the last time being in 1993. The city came alive. It was a magical run. And there's also going to be a brand new patch and jersey unveiled for 50 seasons of the Blue Jays. So if you didn't get tickets first thing this morning, not a big surprise. They were snapped up in 15 minutes. You can now go to resale vendors. You're going to be paying plentiful, though, more than $200 a pop for the nosebleeds, Arda and Bakari, for that home opener. Again, March 27th. Mark it on your calendars. Fans, I can tell you, they're feeling really hopeful for what the Jays are going to bring this season. Here's a bit of what I heard about the hopes and dreams of the Blue Jays fans.
Toronto fan base is really strong, and they will show up every night and give great, loud support for the team.
Even if the tickets are expensive.
Even if the tickets are expensive, they will.
They were a team that just kind of came out of nowhere. Like no one was thinking they were going to do what they did. And so can they repeat that? You know, hopefully. But, you know, you just celebrate the moment, and it was a special time, and you know, if they can repeat it, it'll be another special time.
We're excited, right? So we're an inch away from a slide from winning the World Series. In Moose Jaw, you got a huge following, right? So we're all cheering, everybody's wearing blue, and we're excited. So now it's just booking the trips to see the team next year and where we're going to cheer them on.
And keep in mind, this is Canada's team. I mean, they've got fans coast to coast to coast celebrating the Blue Jays. A couple of important series to mark on your calendars. Bo Bichette, former Blue Jay, now New York Met, coming back here to the Dome on Canada Day. Of course, homegrown talent. Up until a few days ago, he'd only ever played for the Jays. And then, of course, the Dodgers visiting in April as well for a 3-game series. They scooped up one of our top prospects that we had our eyes on, Kyle Tucker. He's playing over there, unfortunately. But, hey, the Blue Jays, they've got fans have a lot to cheer about and a lot of hope for the season ahead, guys.
We absolutely do. Thank you so much for this, Beatrice. It's now 5:53 - 7. This is Live at 5.
And up next, K-pop Demon Hunters, written and directed by Toronto's Maggie Kang, has been nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars. A new survey suggests that employers here in the country are expected to increase salaries by roughly 3% this year.
That survey of 400 Canadian companies was done by consulting firm Normandy Beaudry in the fourth quarter of last year. 16% of participating organizations say they're likely to make reductions, while 10% intend to increase their initial budget. Many of those companies say they're being cautious due to ongoing economic and trade uncertainty.
Well, the Oscar nominations are out, and Ryan Coogler's vampire epic Sinners led all films with 16 nods.
We've been gone a long time. We back now.
You twins?
It's on my to-do list. I need to watch this. That sets a record for most in Academy Awards history. Along with Best Picture, Coogler was nominated for Best Director and Best Screenplay. Double duty star Michael B. Jordan was rewarded with his first Oscar nomination for Best Actor.
Somebody take me in your eyes.
That actually kind of changes the game, because I think everybody went into this expecting one battle after another to be the front runner, and especially Leonardo DiCaprio for Best Actor, or Timothée Chalamet for that matter for Marty Supreme. But I think that Sinners getting that many nominations, it shows that something about that movie really resonated with the Academy. So, you know, it's not out of the question that that movie ends up sweeping everything. It could very well win Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor for Michael B. Jordan, who of course played dual roles in the film.
Maybe you should have studied the rebellion text a little harder.
I need to find my daughter.
Well, then call us back when you have the time.
Did you just...
Thomas Anderson's father-daughter revolutionary saga, one battle after another. It trailed in second with 13 nominations of its own, including Best Picture. Now, 4 of its actors, Leonardo DiCaprio, Teyana Taylor, Benicio del Toro, and Sean Penn, were also nominated.
The smash hit K-pop Demon Hunters, written and co-directed by Toronto's Maggie Kang, has been nominated for Best Animated Feature. It's the most watched movie in Netflix history. It's also up for Best Original Song for Golden, which hit #1 on the Billboard charts in August.
Come and get me. Huh.
You okay?
I'm trying to get abducted by aliens.
And going up against Maggie Kang's K-pop is another Toronto filmmaker, Dobie Shi. She co-wrote and co-directed Elio, which is also nominated for Best Animated Feature.
5:59 -7. This is Toronto's breaking news, CP24.
Environment Canada says that tomorrow's low in Toronto could dip to -22. That is the coldest it's been since January of 2019. Thank you for watching. CTV News at 6 is next.